Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Prophet back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about BTT or BitTorrent. We talk about BitTorrent pretty much daily on this channel, so if you guys are BitTorrent holders or BTT holders, make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. We do see some movement in BitTorrent recently, a 0.0061, which is an insane increase, but it's a great recovery from that 0.0055 we saw earlier in May 13th, which was yesterday, obviously. We did see some good recovery. I will say, guys, a lot of people are expecting too much out of BitTorrent. Do remember we had an insane increase. So we had an insane increase from about 0.0016 March 15th all the way up to the top. It's 0.0143 April 4th at 8 p.m. So we had some massive increases. When that happens, obviously you're going to see a stabilization / correction. We saw the correction. Now we're seeing more of a stabilization. Unfortunately, a lot of market dips have been taking place because of, unfortunately, news that has come out with Elon Musk, as well as the crypto market crashing for a second because of liquidations, as well as everything else. So there has been a lot of movement in the downward direction for the entire market, and a lot of coins recover if they're solid coins. BitTorrent, unfortunately, is not one of those coins that has recovered as well as a lot of people have liked, and a lot of people are starting to get a little worried on that. So we're going to talk a little bit about today, where do we expect BitTorrent by the end of May, June, and 2021 in our price predictions, as well as what's going on with BitTorrent right now. So I will start off with the market cap being $4 billion, the volume in the last 24 hours being 1.3 billion, and the circulating supply being 660 BTT. So if you guys don't know, 660 billion BTT as that circulating supply. We're seeing some good statistics here. I do, I guess one of the things, guys, is obviously the higher volume, the more we have of a chance of actually breaking out of this, more of a stabilization / small increase recovery stage. If we can actually get more of that volume pumping in, if we get more volume, we will start to see gradual increases take place. If we take a look at some of the tweets, though, so recently BitTorrent has tweeted out a little bit more on BTFS or BitTorrent Inc. They talk about development updates. So V1.2.0 BTFS scan, the homepage shows more data, identify and resolve community feedback issues as well. So they are still working on updates and hot fixes. I think this is a great thing to see. Obviously, a lot of people kind of worried that BitTorrent is kind of stabilizing. We're not seeing much action. We're not seeing much movement, not much partnerships, not much updates. Do you remember, guys, they're working every single day on bringing this stuff to you guys, so it will take a little bit. Obviously, some of this stuff is massive. We see DLive integrations, we see BTFS. Obviously, we talk about the BitTorrent speed a lot, but let's jump into the next tweet. So, are you ready to embrace the future? So, Justin Sun said, working with BitTorrent devs to improve system transaction efficiency, potentially promising, and obviously, BitTorrent replying to that. We do see some action on the BitTorrent Twitter talking about BitTorrent, which is always a good thing to see. We also see all the records of Ape NFT org will be stored on the BTFS network. So this is a big deal. If you go into Justin Sun's tweets, he talks about Ape NFT org was born with the mission to register world-class artworks as NFT on the blockchain. So Ape NFT aims to build a bridge between top-notch artists and blockchain and to support the growth of native crypto NFT artists. So Ape NFT estimates 50% of the world's top-notch artists and artworks are to be recorded as NFTs, and that where Ape NFT, I guess that's where Ape NFT comes into play. So core members of Ape NFT all come from traditional brands like Christie Inc. and So the Buys. It's a proactive, I guess, in the NFT industry. So we're continuing to see that kind of push. Obviously, this is good for BTFS. I'm not going to read, the last couple. It's pretty much just going over the idea of smart contracts and how it all works out. But basically, it's looking pretty good, and I do think we are going to continue to see, BitTorrent do very, very well. I'm excited to see what happens. It's one of those things where we could see BitTorrent continue to really venture into these new little areas and grabbing more and more, partnerships in a way. Ape NFT obviously being a very good one to grab. So jumping into the next one, frustrated with high transaction fees on Ethereum, trade on Tron to save your time and fees. So they talk about Tron obviously being in a way to really avoid those high Ethereum fees. Obviously, anytime Tron does well, we talked about this before, BitTorrent usually follows in suit. So BitTorrent, obviously, under the Tron network, this is definitely a good thing to continue to talk about Tron and see where Tron goes as well. BitTorrent following closely behind. If we jump to the website, I do want to talk about the website just a little bit. It goes into details on BitTorrent and what's all taking place right now, and then we'll jump into those price predictions. Do remember, guys, as well, I'm not a financial advisor, so always do your own research before investing, but we see over 2 billion users, 200 million wallets, and then 100 million MAU. So if you go down here, you can also see BitTorrent protocol is used by huge names, including Netflix, Facebook, Google, Twitter, Lionsgate, and obviously DLive at the last. So those are big names, obviously big companies with big potential, and BitTorrent's a part of that, which is pretty fantastic to continue to see this protocol used by those companies. So if we jump into the BitTorrent token itself, BitTorrent.com. It talks about tokenizing the world's largest decentralized file sharing protocol with BTT. BTT is a TRC10 utility token based on the blockchain that powers features of the most popular decentralized protocols and applications in the world. DApps powered by BTT include BitTorrent Speed, BitTorrent File System, DLive, and others in the pipeline. If we go down a little bit more, we can also talk about the BTT use cases, obviously including BitTorrent Speed. All you have to do is enable, or I guess we'll just go through it. Get faster download speeds and BTT token rewards. So it's very easy to use. We also go down here. You can see how it all works. So just enable your wallet, enjoy faster download speeds, and earn BTT. You go down to the very bottom here. You see get started with BitTorrent Web, uTorrent Classic, and uTorrent Web. All free downloads available to use right now. We also see the BitTorrent file system coming into play. This is the one we talk about pretty often on this channel because, like I said, this is a big factor if BitTorrent will actually be successful or not. The BitTorrent file system is a huge part of it. We talk about BTFS a lot. We actually just, like I said, read about a tweet talking about Ape NFT org really taking advantage of the BTFS system. BTFS is both a protocol and network implementation that provides a P2P mechanism for storing and sharing digital content in a decentralized filing system. If you guys don't know, traditional file storage systems have many disadvantages, including centralization or control by a single entity, the ability for governments to censor higher costs, and low fault tolerance. BTFS is a decentralized file storage system supported by millions of BitTorrent user nodes. So it's coming soon. It's going to be a big deal. Obviously, a lot of people are waiting on this to actually, fully release, fully be, updated with all the best and greatest and newest additions to BitTorrent or BTFS. So it's exciting to see how this will actually take place. And when it takes place, I do expect quite a rise in price. I think, BitTorrent is still very undervalued. A lot of people are still waiting on big updates to come, and I think it will take those big updates to really start pushing this volume up and start pushing the price up altogether. But we do see DLive is a live streaming community built on blockchain that empowers content creators and viewers. So this is a big deal. Obviously, something like Twitch.tv in a much smaller version. Obviously, the idea of trying to be more decentralized, but realistically, BTT will be introduced to the DLive ecosystem to power virtual gifting, subscriptions, and viewer rewards, which is always good. Obviously, BTT connecting with a bunch of different, in a bunch of different ways at this point in time. We also see the exchanges, so it's listed on Binance, KuCoin, Upbit. Just so many different ones, Gate.io, and we actually have links to these in the description, guys. If you want to take advantage of these, go into the description of this video, sign up using my referral code for Binance, KuCoin, and Gate.io, as well as Voyager and whatever else you want to sign up for. It does give you guys a bonus when you use my code, so it will help me out. It'll help you out, so I would really appreciate if you would take advantage of that. But without further ado, let's jump straight back into this price. So we give it a quick refresh. We start at that 0.0061. So BitTorrent's not moving too fast back up to that 0.007. I do think we'll get back to that. It just may take a couple days or even weeks, to be honest. BitTorrent is moving very slowly right now. I think it'll go up very fast when it does start moving. It's just about when it will start moving. So I think this volume really does need to, ramp up quite a bit to start to see, BitTorrent start to increase at a rapid pace. We are still seeing a very good entry point for BitTorrent, in my opinion. I think this 0.006 is, a great entry point still. Obviously, if you could have grabbed it at 0.0055, that's going to be the best time really to grab it in the last 24 hours at the very least, and even a week. We saw it go down to that 0.0053, so that was obviously the actual best in the last week. But you're seeing some very good entry points in the last couple days and weeks because of these big market crashes and dips. So just take advantage of those if you guys have, I guess, spare money. Do remember, guys, always do your own research. This is not financial advice. That's one of the big things I would like to say, guys. Never spend money you can't afford to lose. So just if it's one of those things, or if you have extra money just sitting around in USDT or something, buying these dips is probably the best thing you can do with it, in my opinion. But jumping down to, seeing this market cap at that 4.1 billion, there's so much room for growth. I think BitTorrent has a lot left in it. Let's talk about price predictions, though, for May, June, and 2021. So to start out May, I think we could easily reach back to 1 cent by the end of May. I think that's definitely a shot in the right direction. I think that's something we could reach. We saw April 17th, 8 a.m. We actually saw it move to that 0.0110. So it was in the right direction. We passed 1 cent, 1 cent, and then we dropped back down. So that was pretty much a month ago, and now we are still struggling to get to that cent again. We saw May 6th pretty decent push to about that 0.009 range, but unfortunately not a cent yet. I do think we are going to push, like I said, to a cent by the end of the month. By the end of June, I think about a penny and a half is about where we're going to price target. Do you remember our previous all-time high is about 0.0143? So if we could make it to a penny and a half, that would be huge for us. I think going forward, I think BitTorrent has a lot left in it. By the end of 2021, I think we could easily see BitTorrent right around a 3 to 5 cent price range. It's definitely, within reach. I think BitTorrent depends on, obviously, the updates coming to BitTorrent. Obviously, we need to see BTFS complete. We need to see DLive integrations actually taking place. And we need to see, bigger partnerships and integrations really taking place as well. So we'll see if we continue in the right direction, which I think BitTorrent is doing. It's just taking time, and a lot of people don't have patience because they see all these other coins pumping. I will say, guys, BitTorrent is one of those that you will have to wait a little bit on, and we've been seeing that in the last couple of weeks and months as we have a 24.63% decrease in the last month alone. So a lot of people have been waiting quite a while. I do think it will take a little bit longer to wait on BitTorrent to continue to see some increases, but when it does come, you guys are going to be in early, and I think you're going to have some good entry points at this 0.006 range or 0.005 range. I think these are going to be great price points for the future. So, just hang in there. If you guys are looking to make some fast money, I don't think BitTorrent's going to be the easiest way, or the fastest way, I should say, but it's got a lot of long-term potential behind it. So I do think it's one of the better coins out there still. Like I said, it's still a lot of potential behind it. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for a daily update on BitTorrent and my thoughts on BitTorrent, where we're at right now, and how this recovery is really going. So thank you guys again. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. I'll see you in the next one.